Hello, and welcome back to the Dungeons & Dragons Podcast UK. My name is Yazmin, and I will be the DM.
Hi, my name's Colin, and I play Cuin de Greymont, a Paladin from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Spencer. I play Cadeaux, Chasseur, a Cleric also from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Brian, and I play Ogvar Surefort, a ranger from Kessig.
Hi, my name is Samantha, and I play Elora Greyvale, a sorcerer from Nephalia. After a week off and one completed house move, our DM is settling nicely into her new pad. So she thanks you all for your patience and understanding. A fortnight ago, we had a rather disruptive computer crash, which caused us a lot of bother and some serious amount of stress. Our kind podcast friend and supporter Eric Hopper once again donned his cape of billowing and heroically donated us 5 tankards of ale via our Buy Me a Coffee page. His generosity knows no bounds, and therefore it falls to us to offer our most sincere thanks to him yet again. To be truthful, we've not actually squandered his generosity on a leery drinks party. No, honestly, we have not. But we are about to invest in some essential new software and audio kit that we need for our current campaign. So, if anyone else out there feels that they can offer us a little support too, that would be hugely helpful and appreciated. It takes a lot of time and effort to produce our pods. Links to our support page can be found in the bio to any of our episodes, or alternatively on our website homepage. Now, let's get on with proceedings, shall we? Last time on Secrets of the Silver City, it was a nest of many things that descended from the canopy of the tree, including our sorcerer, who suddenly ran out of talent. The team trundled back to camp, Cuin sported a caltrop in his cap, and Ogvar, having taken one for the team, was still smarting from a shard to the shoulder. After a questionable start to the day, Pickle, Cadeaux's quadrupedal companion, fell prey to a perilous predator and suffered a serious skeletal injury. As we left in episode 53, the team were attempting to get to grips with a massive amount of leaf litter. Episode 54, Church Chargrill.
Oh, that 20! Hey! Oh, wait.
You're clinging on like a limpet. It's not shaking you.
Limpet.
You're like a barnacle on a
I've
boat.
earned that. I bloody earned that.
He's like a barnacle on a boat.
Okay, Ogvar, your turn.
If it's opposed to my grapple...
You're on the same round.
Okay, so that doesn't provoke an
Doesn't,
attack
yeah,
of
no,
opportunity
doesn't.
by me.
No, it doesn't. Okay.
Okay, Ogvar will move around a little bit more,
Yep.
5, 10, 15 feet.
Yep.
So, line of sight straight across.
Okay.
And I will take another 2 shots at it, please.
Okay.
Do I still get flanking
Yes,
for
you do.
Cuin being there? Thank you. First one's a 25.
Hits.
And the second one, it's another nat 1.
Okay. So roll for your first one.
Okay. That'll be 5 points of damage.
Okay. 5 points of damage. Awesome. Okay, so once again, you see this same kind of effect. You see the arrow disappear into the mass of leaves and almost like a judder go through its body. The other arrow, again, you seem to have butterfingers today, and in your excitement for actually hitting it, you fumble it and it falls to the floor again. Okay, so Cadeaux, you're up next.
Oh, we're back round to me.
Again,
Top of the round, isn't he?
where did I go?
Where do you go?
I don't know.
We missed out.
After
yeah,
Cuin.
we missed
Tell
out.
me.
Yes, so she should have been before the creature.
You should have been, yeah. Okay, do you want to have your turn now? Sorry, that's my mistake.
Is the creature still being grappled at the moment?
By me, yes.
Yes.
I'm
Oh.
full on limpet. Sorry, barnacle.
It's Barnacle Boy.
Okay,
Got to pick the right sea creature.
Move me, because I'm not going to fire into that. Move me round as far as I can move, and try and allow me to put somebody into flanking.
You're not going to get round until you get, unless you want to take the full round to move.
Yeah, because I'm not going to do anything else.
You get flanking from almost anywhere now, won't you? Because of the way we're spread around.
Well, you will now, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're moving all the way around as far as
I've moved all the way around that tree and all the way around to the other side to try and offer some kind of flanking for the others.
Okay, cool. So next up we have top of the round, and
So
we'll get it right this time. Cadeaux.
Is it the sort of creature? So I'm now holding on to this creature. Is it the sort of thing where I can hold on with one hand and twat it with the other one? Because I assume my grapple is still in, or do I have to? On my turn, do I have to reaffirm the grapple?
Have you got? Is it a light? It's not a light weapon, is it?
Is a grappler 200 action?
You can attack while you're grappling, but only under certain specific conditions.
Morningstar.
I don't think a Morningstar is a light weapon.
I don't think Morningstar counts as a light weapon.
No,
I'd be surprised if it does.
I think it's martial, isn't it?
Morningstar is under simple weapons, one-handed melee weapon.
Oh.
Under simple.
Page 116.
So like a dagger?
Yeah, it's not under martial.
It's not under a light. No, so it's not a light. That would have to be a dagger, a mace, or a sickle.
One-handed melee weapon.
Yeah, it's not a light weapon.
No, it's not a light weapon. We're just going to do the grappling thing.
Okay, you can, however, punch it if you want to, but you have got to make a Morningstar in your hand, so you'd have to drop it to do it. Okay.
Let's just carry the grappling.
Okay, so you're going to burn it a bit more.
16.
Okay, so again, you're all kind of you're burning. You're on fire. There's another way to put it. You can see that more of the kind of the leaves are starting to catch light, and they're starting to kind of smoulder from where you're just kind of clung on. Okay, anything else you want to do, or?
Is it worth dropping the Morningstar and grabbing the holy symbol so I can stab it next time? Yeah, let's drop my Morningstar and I'll grab my holy symbol ready to stab it with it next time.
Okay, so you're just dropping your Morningstar, grabbing your holy symbol. Right, okay, so next up we have Esther. Esther is going to move back out of its range. She's going to take a 5-foot step back out of its range, and that's going to be her turn. She's just kind of going to dance back out of the way, because Cuin, you are kind of clung onto it, burning it at the moment.
Cadeaux.
Yes, Cadeaux. Cuin, your turn.
I'm going to take another 10 foot back.
10 foot back, okay.
Because that won't give attack of opportunity, will it?
No, because you are... yes, it will.
So in that case, I'll only do the 5, because I didn't know whether it was an attack of opportunity. Right.
Okay.
Now, for my full action,
Yep.
I'd like to drop my Morningstar and my shield, and draw, which is attached to my side, my crossbow.
Okay. Right. Okay.
I can't do anything. That's it now, isn't it?
Yep. Okay, so you've changed your weapons over.
Yep.
Okay, Elora, you're up next.
I can't... Can I even distinguish between the flaming ball of fire and...
Yes, you can. It's a fairly large creature.
And you're at the back.
Right. I'm going to have another crack with an orb of acid.
Right, okay, roll to hit.
And that will be plus my dex, so that would be a 16 to hit.
16 does not hit.
Oh!
Your orb of acid kind of just kind of flies wide. You maybe see a couple of melted bits of leaf, but you don't actually hit anything substantial.
Do you get a flanking bonus on that?
Oh, I didn't ask.
You would, but it wouldn't matter.
Oh.
So,
I'm
18.
trying. I'm trying for it. I really am.
18.
So,
Really?
18 won't hit.
Okay.
Okay, so next up is, are you doing anything else, or?
No, I don't think there is anything I can actually do. I mean, I'm still, 10, 15, I'm about 15 foot away from it, so... No, I don't think there's a lot I can do.
Okay. So, next up we have the creature. The creature which is being grappled by Cadeaux is going to attempt to grapple you back.
Oh no, what now?
The creature, in an attempt to kind of grab onto you and grapple you, as it goes to kind of grab hold of you, instead of grappling you, it actually slams into you. And as it's accidental, it's only going to do half the damage. So it's going to do 7 points of damage to you. However, it actually forces your kind of burning torso further inside the leaf litter, like surrounding it. So you're now actually kind of inside the creature in a sense.
Oh, interesting.
Still burning, as it rolled a natural 1 on the grapple check. So you are now kind of inside the creature, and the damage resistance will be reduced.
Oh, that's nice to know.
Nice.
Okay. So next up we have who's green? Ogvar.
Ogvar.
Yep.
Yep.
So, being as Cadeaux is now further inside,
Yep.
is that going to class as shooting into combat?
He was grappled already, but because of the size of this creature, you're on the opposite side of it.
Okay.
It's not going to affect you, but so you can't actually see him from where you are.
Okay.
But anyone who's kind of stood, so Cuin and Esther can both see that where Cadeaux was kind of like a starfish grabbing onto it, he's now kind of, there's now a starfish-shaped hole where Cadaux's just disappeared, and you can just see burning from inside.
Cadeaux has left the building.
Oh.
Sorry.
No.
I assume one of the whippy arms is somewhere near the hole.
Yeah, it's kind of smashed into you and then swung back out again, and you're now actually kind of inside of it.
But I can still shoot at him.
Yes, you can still shoot at him.
Ace.
Not at Cadeaux, I hope, but the creature, yeah.
Been giving me some grief recently.
Oh, that's a bit harsh.
Okay, I will shoot at the big tangly mess.
Okay, shoot at the big tangliness.
I will do 2 shots.
2 shots again, okay.
First one will be a 22,
Hits.
Nice.
and the second one will be a 14.
Does not hit.
Okay, so that will give me
Okay.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Nice. Okay, cool. So you're looking at this creature now, and from Cadeaux's side, there is this big kind of starfish kind of burnt hole into it now. You can see that all these kind of leaves which were brown, they're now kind of curled up, shriveling, blackening. There's like an intense amount of kind of black smoke beginning to rise from this kind of this leafy outer.
Quick, someone blow on it.
You can see where you sunk your morning star into one of these tendril-like arms. You can see that there's now quite a copious amount of sap dripping out. Thick, kind of sticky. It's like falling in globs almost. And where you've been kind of striking it with your arrows off, you can see kind of puncture marks rip through the foliage, and you can kind of see just the tip of your arrow sticking out.
Okay.
So next up, the top of the round is Cadeaux.
Right, so now I've got my holy symbol in my hand and I'm in it.
Yes.
I assume I can stab it and still
You can
do my
shank
grapply
it.
damage.
Yes, you can shank it.
If I'm in it, do I have to roll to hit it if I'm in it?
You still do, because you've just kind of breached through its outer layer of leaf.
Okay.
And you still get flanking?
Am I flanking even though I'm in it?
That would be the ultimate flanking. I cannot miss.
Yeah, I'm inside. I'm inside.
Yeah. Yeah, you're still flanking.
So that is.
You get a -4 penalty on it though.
Look on your face.
You're
It's
trying
frozen.
Why do I get the -4?
Because when you're grappling, you've got to use 2 arms to grab onto it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If you're then taking 1 arm off
Okay.
to try and shank it,
God, right, you've just made the maths complicated. Right, that's that. That's 16 all in.
16 all in to hit the reduced AC. Yeah, no, 16 doesn't hit.
Okay.
No.
We'll just do the fire.
But you are still burning it,
We'll
yeah.
just do the burning ball of fire damage then. 10, 18, 21.
That'll do.
21. Okay.
Nice.
That's round 3 of that.
Describe it.
Oh!
Yay!
It's quite hard to describe because I've been a burning ball of fire for 3 turns. But I assume as I'm grabbing on, I can just feel myself sort of just burning my way through the wood as my arms get closer and closer together before I find myself just sort of hugging a burning log.
Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of hear like the hissing and popping of burning sap. But yeah, everyone on the outside, you can see it kind of judders once or twice as it kind of, the tendrils and these arms kind of rear up as it kind of judders and then falls down back onto the floor, motionless.
Right, I shall climb out of the leafy litter.
Yep.
Hello!
Cadeaux, you alright?
Yeah, it was funny, isn't it? It was odd in there. I don't know what it is, but that was a weird experience.
Yes, and not very pleasant.
How are you, Cuin? I saw it give you a proper whack. Could you do with a bit of healing, fella?
Put it this way, I've been an awful lot better.
Okay, I shall wander over to Cuin
Okay.
and cast Cure Serious Wounds on him.
Okay.
He might need some auto sol, whatever that is, for a good polish on his armour. Slightly charred.
Very different from Anya Sol.
That's what you need for getting into it.
Oh.
So I'll do that as one of my domain spells as well. Oh, we like those. 14, 19, 24 points of damage.
Ah,
Repaired.
Restored.
Yeah, repaired.
how much?
24 points of reparation.
Oh, thank you then. That's jolly decent. Yes, I needed that. Put it that way.
How are you looking now?
I'm over halfway again.
Right, now I'm going to run back to my dog, see if my dog's okay.
Yeah, okay. So Esther's also going to give you a bit of healing. Cuin. Doing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Giving you 8 back.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, it just goes to show how people love you, doesn't it? Ha! Feel the love. Ha!
Okay,
I'm
so
stood next to Elora at this point. I'm just going to catch her a glance and roll my eyes.
Elora's just going to shake her head, wry smile, turn around and walk off back to the wagons.
Okay, so you're going back to the wagon.
So I've run back to my dog to make
Yep.
sure he's okay.
Pickle's fine. Pickle's getting a very nice fuss from Ben, who's kind of left the wagon, and he's giving him a good fuss and a good tickle.
Brilliant. You
Okay.
had me worried there, fella.
He doesn't respond, funnily enough.
No, he's not a talking dog.
Elora's going to whip out a pastry, a small one, and she's
I
going
wonder what you were going to say.
she's whipping out one of her pastries, and that's not a euphemism, and she's giving it to Pickle because she thinks Pickle needs spoiling.
Okay, so you give a pastry to the dog.
Yeah, it's a savoury, not a sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, chocolate's poisonous for dogs.
Yeah.
Right, the dog has a
Okay.
pastry.
There's a happy dog.
Obviously, we couldn't see anything around the.
Yeah, Ogvar would like
plant.
to go and have a look at what it is now it's dead.
Okay. So, having a poke around at it, you can make me another knowledge nature check.
Okay.
What were you doing, sorry?
I was checking to see if there was anything around it, or
Okay. Specifically, are you looking for...
He's loot hunting is what
Are
he's
you
doing.
looking?
well,
He's on the scrounge.
partly loot hunting,
Mooching.
but just to see what's around by it, whether there's any tendrils that you have to step on to activate it, or because
Okay.
it's all litter, isn't it?
Yeah. So you have a kick around in the leaf litter around it. A lot of this leaf litter on the floor has been disturbed from the fight, from the grappling. So the ground is fairly clear. You can see nothing which would suggest that it's something that has been activated. All you can see is kind of loam underneath. You maybe find a couple of mushrooms as you're kicking around, which just kind of go bouncing over the leaf litter as you break them off. But other than that, there's nothing which would suggest that it's something that's been activated. It seems to you to be more of a creature.
Okay.
My knowledge nature was 19.
Okay, yeah. So with the 19, after having a bit of poke at it, you can kind of recognise what it is. You remember your mentor maybe mentioning something about this. They're not that common in Kessig.
Mm-hmm.
You remember him saying, because the leaves which fall in Kessig tend to be pine needles. Very thin, fine needle. They're not the same kind of large leaf, like broad leaf that you've got in this type of forest.
Okay.
So they're not as common in Kessig, but you remember him vaguely saying that this was a shambler
Shambler.
or a shambling mound.
A shambling man.
I've called sailors that before.
They'd have kind of they are kind of barrel shaped. They have 2 big thick tendril arms with a very long reach on them, and their legs are like kind of short stocky tendrils. They don't have any head, you know that. You can't see a head on this one, but you have heard from your mentor. You would maybe remember him saying once or twice something about them being hit by lightning and it having no effect at all.
Okay. Right. Would I know whether they are solitary thingies or whether they move in packs?
Sure, don't ask
moving
if there's a pack of them. She'll roll the dice to find
A
out.
herd or a flock?
He's a cleric. He'd be all right with a flock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that they're usually solitary.
Okay.
They're
that's
usually
cool.
found around marshes or around forests. They tend to kind of drag the odd traveller on their own. They kind of drag them in via picking them up. They're very good at hiding, you know that. They're extremely good at hiding, and they tend to pick off prey as it wanders past by just dragging it in and then just consuming it.
Okay, cool.
Which is what you can assume probably happened to Pickle. He's probably having a lovely time wandering around, and then he's just been grabbed and dragged in.
Okay, brilliant. Do I pick up any arrows?
You dropped the 2 arrows on the floor by the tree.
Yeah.
You can pick those up easy enough. Are you having a rummage around his corpse?
Would you find arrows that easily in a load of leaves? Just playing devil's advocate.
He paints the shafts bright yellow.
Oh,
We've
he
not
does
mentioned
now,
that.
does he?
Yeah, we've not mentioned
Well,
that.
don't forget that.
Well, they've got little tassels made of Galor's old...
Yeah, old blanket.
Well, they've got silver head, so any light.
If I find a few, I find a few.
No, you will find your arrows on the floor fairly easy enough
Okay.
because you just literally drop them on top of the leaf litter, and there hasn't been much disturbance around that area.
Okay, cool.
Point of note: next town, paint all the shafts bright blue.
Yeah. But are you having a rummage around his
Yeah,
corpse?
I'm going to have a look.
You're having a rummage around his corpse, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You find the 2 arrows that were shot into it.
Mhm.
The head is covered with a bit of sticky, nasty sap. They're still useful, but they're just sticky.
Okay.
And you find. Let's get you some loot.
We like loot.
As you begin to kind of rustle through the leaves, and these leaves are falling off now.
Did you say rustle deliberately?
I just said rustle.
It's all right. Carry on.
This an in-joke?
No, I just got the idea of you rustling about with them. Just
I was thinking person, but never mind.
So as you begin to rustle kind of through these leaves, you actually kind of, these leaves are beginning to fall off. So instead of being attached, they are now kind of falling off. You've got some black and charred ones, some burnt ones. But as you begin to kind of pull these leaves away, it exposes almost like the central core of this creature, and it is just like a stumpy log with like almost like what appears to be a mouth in it, but you can't really tell whether it's wood or not. It's quite odd. But you do find some kind of humanoid bones.
Oh, nice.
As you're kind of rustling through, there is some, you might go and get your Morningstar Cuin and kind of shove some leaves around, and you catch a bone which goes flying off into the woods. But as you're rustling around, you find various trinkets and items. So let's get some rolling going.
Yay!
We like loot.
we're waiting for the magic words. Ring of protection +4. Come on, Elora. Cross your fingers.
Find
Cross your fingers. Ring of protection +4.
Hey?
you find 11 gold. You find 20 silver
Oh, nice.
and 31 copper. You find a bottle of Keatum's ointment.
Is it called Ketums?
Keotum's. Sorry, Keotum's ointment. And I'll go through what they are in a minute because you will know what they are. You find pipes of sounding. Quarrel's feather token tree.
That's such a good one.
An iron stone. Pink and green sphere. Okay, A jar of this unguent is 3 inches in diameter and 1 inch deep and contains 5 applications. Placed upon a poisoned wound or swallowed, the ointment detoxifies any poison. Applied to a diseased area, it removes disease. Rubbed on a wound, the ointment cures 1d8 plus 5 points of damage.
What is that? 1d8.
1d8.
So it cancels poison and
Neutralises poison, removes disease, and heals 1d8 points. 1d8 plus 5 points of damage.
And there's 5 lots of it.
Yeah.
5 uses.
Alright, that's a good start.
1
Pipes of sounding, wasn't it?
plus
Pipes of sound.
5.
When played by a character who has the perform wind instrument skill, these pipes create a variety of sounds. The figment sounds are the equivalent of ghost sound.
Don't need the pipes, I've got you.
So just sound of ghosts.
No, ghost sound is in the spell.
Oh,
That's what it does, ghost sound.
Yep, it creates ghost sound.
ghost
so that's a spell, Ghost Sound.
sound.
Yeah,
On the basis that none of us have got the performing instrument skill.
you can learn it. Okay.
Yeah, right, next on the list is Quarrel's Feather Token
Quarrel's
Tree.
feather token tree. That is awesome.
A token that causes a great oak to spring into being. 5 foot diameter trunk, 60 foot height, 40 foot top diameter. Instantaneous effect.
Brilliant.
So it's massive, makes it
Makes
a
tree.
massive tree.
Makes big
Makes
tree.
a massive tree, basically.
massive.
Does it grow or just appear?
It appears
It
it
just-
springs upwards.
Yeah, so it grows out the ground. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, just instantaneously, just instant tree.
So basically,
But if you stood on it, could you go? Whee!
Yes.
yeah.
Cool.
Or if you throw it into a beast and get it to grow to the beast.
I've used that. It's an awesome spell.
I know.
Makes big tree.
So is it a
Makes big
spell or
tree.
a thing?
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's like a feather token.
So we could throw it into something.
Theoretically.
There's a
Last
lot
on the list was Ironstone.
Ironstone. Okay.
And that's an IUON. IUON, isn't it?
Iron
Oh.
Stone.
Yeah,
Ion.
I-O-U-N.
Not an iron.
I-O-U-N stone.
Yeah.
There's loads of different colours and they do different things.
I-O-U-N.
O-U-N.
and it was green and
Oh.
Green and pink,
Pink.
sphere.
These crystalline stones always float in the air and must be within 3 feet of their owner to be of any use. When a character first acquires a stone, she must hold it and then release it, whereupon it takes up a circling orbit 1d3 feet from her head. Thereafter, a stone must be grasped or netted to separate it from its owner. The owner may voluntarily seize and stow a stone, to keep it safe while she is sleeping, for example, but she loses the benefits of the stone during that time. Iron stones have AC 24, 10 hit points, and hardness 5.
And was it
How many
pink,
hit points?
pink and green or pink and green? As in, is it 1 stone or 2 stones?
Iron stones have AC 24, 10 hit points, and hardness 5. It's only 1 stone.
Right.
Where is it? Where is it? Pink and green. You get a +2 enhancement bonus to charisma.
so anybody who's charisma based.
So it kind of does it attune? So it kind of attunes, is it? No.
Yeah. So to attune it, you have to hold it and then release it, and then it will fly around your head 1d3 feet
how
away
long?
from you.
Indefinitely.
How long does it
Indefinitely.
take? How long does it take to attune to it?
You hold it and then
Oh,
release
it's
Straight
it.
away.
instant. So who picked it up?
No, you have to. So you pick it up, you can hold it. You then have to activate it by throwing it up and activate it
Oh,
to make
okay.
it do its thing. So is your casting charisma based? Is it best used by you?
Casting is charisma based. Mine, yes.
And yours isn't it?
Yep,
Well,
she doesn't know you've got it.
My
Huh?
undead turning is charisma based.
My
As is yours.
Yes, but then I wasn't there, so I don't know
she
you've got
went.
any of this. I've written it
Yeah,
down. but I
yeah.
haven't
I'm
got-
just.
So it's just me, Ogvar and Cuin know of
Yeah.
these items so far.
Yeah.
Okay. So another question then.
Yep.
If we know what a Quell's feather token tree is,
Yep.
would we not know what the other feather token we've got earlier is? So I didn't think we knew what that one was.
The
No,
The
we don't
anchor.
know what that
Anchor.
is. All we know is that it's a feather token, but we don't know what feather token it is. We haven't identified it yet.
So knowing the one wouldn't help us know the other.
No.
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's a separate item, so you'd identify it as a Quell's Feather token, but what it does, you don't know.
It's like if say there was a tree pictured on the feather, we'd know that the other one had an anchor on it. Oh, maybe that one's an anchor, but it's just a plain feather in it.
Yeah.
A fancy feather.
So is that what a feather token is? A feather.
Feather.
A feather.
Yeah. It just happens the one we've got has got a tree on it, And one with a
No,
picture.
whether it has or not. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if they were symbols on them, you'd know what it was. But there ain't no symbols.
How would he know what that? Presumably, he's
Yeah.
just come across one before and he knows what it is because
Yeah.
it's a trick. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
you
you just know what
between
it
the
is.
two of you, you'd know what these objects are. Keotome's ointment, that's something which, you know, as a range you've probably used before, and you've probably used in the training yards at the church and whatnot. What was it I said?
Calls for the token.
Calls for the token, that might have been something you've encountered before.
Pipes of sounding.
And we all know bagpipes make rubbish noises. I mean, that's just a given, isn't it?
Yeah, price of sound. And the ironstone, you've probably come across that before. Cuin.
Yeah.
I want to
Okay.
see you come out of the forest carrying bagpipes. Because I'm laughing at you.
They're more panpipes.
Are they? Oh, don't say that.
And apart from but those stones. Say I set it, it goes round my head while it's going round my head, or floating by my head. I get +2 charisma, but I can deactivate it, can't I?
Yeah.
You can take it out of the air and put it away for safekeeping.
Can you then give it to somebody else, or is it then attuned to that person?
I think it's usually attuned to the person.
I suspect
think.
once you've used it, it's yours, isn't
You
it?
can change
you
it
can
over.
change things though.
Sorry, pick you one.
Yeah.
If someone else grabs it, you can separate it.
Oh, so if you give it to somebody else, so we can swap it around depending on who needs it at the
Not
time.
giving it, but if someone else grabs it, they can. So it's very simple. The way to do it is if you've picked it up, whoever picked it up and
Throws
held
it in
it
there.
and let it go, that will then become yours. If you want to transfer it over to someone else has just got to grab it. So between the two of you, who picked up the ironstone?
Do you want to roll for it, Colin?
Yeah. Go on then.
Highest roll picked it up.
If you roll a d8, I'll roll me d20.
Well, you picked it up.
What was that?
1.
Oh, one. You got that one?
10. So what have I got?
You have a pink and green ironstone, which gives you +2 to your charisma.
Well, I've only picked it up, haven't I? I haven't activated it.
No, not yet.
Okay, yeah. Okay, next one.
Keaton's ointment.
11.
4.
The panpipes.
Ah.
Would you? 18.
Are they panpipes or bagpipes? Vote on it. Go on.
Well, you want them to be.
I just want to see you
can roll
coming out
for
of the forest.
You can roll for.
Well,
then you roll for-
out of the forest with your bagpipes.
Well, then give it a 50-50 roll. You can see which ones they are.
Okay, you pick a 50%, I'll roll it.
We'll go low for bagpipes.
Low for bagpipes. Ah,
The panpipes.
the panpipes.
And then it's the token in
That
Yeah.
token, yeah.
You gotta get something.
it. Don't we end?
What was that?
2.
I got 4.
There's some big rolling there, guys.
Well, I couldn't have done it any other time, could I?
Put it this way. I prefer to roll them low now.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
While you're working out what's in your bag.
Okay, so Ogvar has got his arms full of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we should take this back to the others, and seems fairly useful stuff. I think I have some people in mind for new ownerships.
Yep. Yes. No problem.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, we walk back to the wagons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, hi guys. You've been a while. You've been gone a few minutes. What you been up to?
Oh, just a bit of poking and prodding of the carcass.
Oh, you've had a bit of a search of the area.
Oh, yes,
Oh, okay.
so
Did you find anything useful?
possibly, and I will present the iron stone to Elora and say, well, I believe you may know what this is.
Oh. Oh, now that's a bit of a find. Oh, it's a pink and green one. Oh, that's really pretty. That's really pretty.
So, would you be able to make use of it?
Well, I certainly would. That would be amazing. But you know, as long as nobody else, it's no good to you.
Oh, not me personally, and I'll just look over my shoulder towards the other two.
best used by you, I think.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, Ogvar. That's amazing. And Laura's going to be really happy with that. What else did you get?
So rather than just trying to dish it out, I will just present everybody to everything else.
Yep.
And
Cool.
we have some a feather token and some ointment.
Well, that feather token will be really useful in a tight spot. There's a number of things you could use. You can use that in a number of ways. So anybody carrying that's a useful item. They can be quite useful in a tight spot.
Do we put it in Orland or?
No, I think this is one of the things that we need to sit down and do, I think, when we make camp, is we need to go through the items in Orland. There's very little point in leaving stuff in him, because if someone steals him or something happens to him, all of our stuff is gone. So I think we really need to look at this stuff and decide what everyone should keep about their own person, to be honest, and see where it's best fitting. Plus, Cadeaux, you've not been with us, well, you've been with us a little while now, but you also don't know some of the things that we carry that might also be useful to you.
Haven't got a clue.
No.
But for now, I would suggest you put that feather in your cap.
Yeah, in my hat, yeah.
I'd probably keep hold of that ointment for yourself, you know. Don't put all the, one person have all the healing. I mean, I've got a bit of healing. Cadeaux's got a bit of healing. Esther's got a bit of healing, so...
Yeah, Ogvar, you're a man of the woods. You're used to this ointment, so you hang on to that. I mean, we can always use it on someone else if you need to, so...
Oh, yes. If no one has any objections.
I think...
My only objection would be if you started to play those bloody things.
What these ones? And Ogvar, be not having the skill, will blow them and just fill them full of spit.
Well, you could... No,
Yes, right, yes, exactly. That's enough of that. I'm not sitting around the campfire every night with somebody learning Frere Jacques.
What's Frere Jacques?
I'm not whistling the tune.
Okay.
So...
Anyone interested in a feather token?
You can play Game of Flutes now.
He can play Game of Flutes,
So
yeah.
he's just scared.
No, I was being serious. I reckon it's best off in Elora's hat.
You want me to hang... Okay, all right, well, I can carry it. I'll pop it in my hat, and then if we need it, an emergency, well, it's there, isn't it?
Okay.
So everybody knows, if I tuck it in my hat, so she's going to reach up above, take her hat off, and just tuck it in the band of her hat so it's nice and secure.
Yeah.
Pop it back on.
I just have visions of someone trying to rip it off, ripping your entire hat off, and then your hat being stuck up a 60-foot tree.
Don't activate it while it's attached to me.
Don't ever in a fit of pique throw your hat on the ground.
I throw you a challenge.
I'll put the... we found a bit of gold and silver. Might as well put them in the joint coffers. It's only 11 gold.
Oh, yeah, stick them in there, that's fine. Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
Right, so that's now in my hat. I need to make a note of that on my sheet. Feather token in hat.
Anyone having the pipes?
No, I think they've got sale in the next shop written all over
Yeah,
them.
I put the pipes in Orland.
Put the pipes in all. Okay, let me put the... Right. Okay.
Orland's been very quiet.
Potions. Oh my god. Is there a pipe section on the
It's just
sheet?
miscellaneous.
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 Is that like mistletoe but different?
Yeah. 109.
Right, we better go and explain to Leopold what the hold-up was and get back on the wagons.
Yeah. Is Pickle all right now? How's he doing?
He's right as rain now. Thank you for that pastry. That seems to have perked him up no end.
Well, I thought he could do with a bit of cheering up. By the
He likes
way,
a sausage roll.
after all that, does anybody else just want a pastry? I've got savoury, I've got sweet. Come on, guys, they're really nice.
You got another one of those
seriously.
sausage rolls? I'll have one of those.
I have, yeah. So,
Yeah, I'll have a sweet pastry if you don't mind.
So I'm going to pull them out. The sweet pastries are cool. The savoury pastries are warm. I'm going to hand Cuin a sweet pastry. What would you like, sweet or savoury?
No, definitely a sausage roll. for
Okay,
me.
nice warm savoury pastry for Cadeaux. Ogvar, would you like one?
Oh, no, thank you. I'll just bend down and pick up the mushrooms that Cuin kicked across the floor.
Oh, are they back in the clearing?
Okay, I can't do that. No worries. No, I'll pass on the.
You want to be careful doing that. You'll get flashbacks.
Does anybody else want a pastry?
Oh,
Esther?
I'm quite alright, thank you.
Oh. I'm just going to grab 3 and hand them to the Leopold and the boys.
Okay.
That's
Yep.
it. Elora's happy now because she's happy that she's sharing her pastries because she thinks the pastries are
She's like
looking
a really
brilliant.
bad drug dealer.
And she's still got a bag full of them.
Yeah.
She's just travelling across Innistrad handing out pastries.
Pastries to the poor.
You never know when it might come in useful. We might have to win somebody over with a
Yeah,
pastry.
there you go, you see.
Well,
Ogvar's rendition of Pipes of Peace.
Peace and pastries.
theoretically, for a very long time, she doesn't have to buy any
No.
rations.
Well, you say for a very long time. Not the rate we're going through them.
No, she's goes.
I'm going to drop a few crumbs from my pastry into the top for fuck. What's my
Rowan.
familiar called? I've
Rowan.
forgotten his name.
Rowan.
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 Okay.
Oh, I need sleep.
Okay, you do that. Okay, so what are you all doing then?
Back to the wagons.
Yep.
We're back in the
Okay.
wagon.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
get our
Explain
time.
to Leopold what happened.
Yep, so you give him a quick explanation that Pickle got attacked, this, that, the other. He's very understanding about it. He's like, right, well, let's, is he alright now then?
Yeah, he's fine. He'll trot along against the wagons. I won't send him hunting for the rest of today, but he'll trot along next to the wagon.
Right, okay, well, better get going then. Right,
Okay.
back to it, lads. Okay, and you all load up, and off the wagon goes.
Cool.
Okay, so that's your morning gone by. Is there anything anybody wants to do in the afternoon?
I think we'll not hunt this afternoon.
I'm just.
Pastries for dinner.
Yeah, we've had a little bit to eat. I'll wait for to take my full ration.
Yep.
When we.
So, as ever, just a small, polite, small talk with Ben and Jeff about the route and what it's like normally going this way.
Yep, so Ricky and Jeff, yep.
Ricky and Jeff, and what life's like on the road for them. And
Yeah, they give you a bit of information. They tell you, you know, they regularly run this route. Ricky and Jeff tell you about the ladies of the night in Solhoff. Obviously, they frequent that area. Yeah, they just tell you a bit about themselves, really. A bit about the area. Not much that you don't already know, to be honest. Okay.
Fair enough.
Anything else, or?
Yeah, I'm just going to be on the back, swinging my legs, tumpty-tumpting to myself.
Humpty Dumpty.
Tumpty Tumpty.
I'm away in my own,
erotic weapon.
my own private little world.
It's not that private, you're on the back of a wagon.
With here.
We've just got to hope that your erotic weapon doesn't get anywhere near your miscellaneous, and then we'll be fine.
Then you really will need the Kyotum's ointment.
He found the he found the stump with the mouth.
Very true. Very true. Anyway, back to the wagons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the wagon.
So your afternoon, after the excitement of this shambling mound which you encountered, and poor Pickle, you spent the rest of the afternoon in relative quiet. You've got the noise of the woods around you. You can hear birds twittering away. You can hear the rustle of leaves and the clopping of the pony's hooves, and the occasional tink of a stone on a shod hoof. You hear the rattle of the carriages, and you can also hear the kind of quiet burble of a stream somewhere nearby. And as the afternoon progresses on, and the light begins to kind of sink even further, because where you are, it's quite shrouded with, not with like a canopy of leaves, but there's quite a few branches overhead which is blocking out quite a bit of the ambient light. So it is quite a bit danker and darker here. And as you're kind of travelling deeper into the woods, you're kind of starting to come across a couple of trees which have got some very young sprouting leaves on them. And as you're passing through, you come to almost like a corridor of more what do they call the year-round trees? Evergreen, yeah. You come to you've been noticing that there's a couple of evergreen trees interspersed, And as you come to almost early evening, you've eaten on the go today. You haven't kind of stopped to eat. But you come to almost like a small corridor of evergreen trees, and it's quite dark almost. And as you look up into the canopy, you can see a multitude of fireflies, which, as you look up into the darkness above you, almost look like smattering stars in a black sky.
Okay.
Oh no.
How high up are the fireflies?
They're about 30 feet up.
Shame I haven't got a mage hand.
Okay, 30 feet. Have we all seen this?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fairly obvious, and they're just kind of slowly, lazily moving around.
Oh, look, Esther. Esther, look at that. Oh, they're actually really pretty.
Wow, yes, they are.
How are we going to get them?
Well, we've got a net.
Well, I've got the jar. And I'm going to pull the jar out from where I have the jar stashed.
Eh?
It's actually in Orland, so... Orland, can I have the fire? Oh, thank you. So, I've got the firefly jar, and I'm whipping out the net. I've got a net, and I'm going to say to the others, guys, I've got the jar, I've got a net. How do we get them?
Are fireflies attracted to light?
I don't know. I can cast light. I've got all this shit going on here.
If you'd cast it on your net, would that make them come towards the net?
Well, I can try it. I'll cast light on
Well, hang
it.
on, Barry, before we do it, because if it doesn't work, tonight's our last chance to get them. Because we haven't got another... Tomorrow's our last day of travelling into Selhoff, isn't it?
And if I remember
Yeah.
correctly, we all got nets.
Yeah, everybody bought a net.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Ogvar, do you know anything about fireflies? You're a man of the woods. A man of nature?
Do I?
You can roll for it.
Okay.
They're insects. Could your bat catch them?
No, he'd eat them.
I think he
we
probably
want them
ate them.
alive. That would be a 18.
Okay, with an 18, you know that fireflies, they are attracted to light in a sense. They're not attracted to all sorts of light, so like kind of fire and torches, they're not attracted to that kind of light.
Okay.
But you have seen before kind of fireflies surrounding magical light.
Okay, yeah.
But one thing you do notice, all of you, as you're kind of very slowly moving through this corridor of evergreens, is that the fireflies seem to actually be kind of swarming above you as you're moving.
Okay. So I say, obviously, just been asked. Yes, Elora. I don't think they'd be attracted to fire or anything, but maybe magical light may well work.
Well, it's relatively bright. The light goes for quite a way, so I could cast it on the net if you wanted to try.
Or, well, maybe if you cast it on an item, because it would only be one net that would be any use. If you cast it on the net.
And put it into,
Okay.
Maybe,
Right, I'm gonna.
maybe on the jar.
Oh. Well, okay then.
Yeah, on the jar. That's a good idea.
Yeah, all right then. Okay, so I'm assuming the jar came with a cork, so I'm taking the
Yeah, the
cork
jar's
out.
got like a screw top lid.
Right, okay, I'm going to take the lid off the jar. I'm going to set it down. Whereabouts are we? We've just
You're
stopped.
still moving on the carriages.
Right, I'm going to put it up on one of the sacks behind me or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm shouting, we're shouting this conversation presumably because I'm not on the same carriage as them, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to set the jar on the sacks above me where it's not going to tip over. And I'll just cast light on it.
Okay. So you cast light on it. And
And it is quite bright light.
yeah. So as you're kind of travelling, you are still moving at a reasonable pace. But you cast light on this jar and you leave it kind of glowing. And all of you can see that very slowly the odd one or two fireflies begins to kind of lazily float down to the jar. And it'll probably take you about two more minutes to get through this kind of tunnel of evergreens. And in that time, "36 fireflies are attracted to the jar and fly in."
Oh,
You're not counting them individually, but there's 36 in the jar.
okay. Elora will. She's going to lean over and quickly just put the cap on.
Okay. Is anyone actually going to try and manually catch the fireflies?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I've still got that in my hand.
Yep, okay, because obviously the carriage is moving with the light on it, and you are getting, by the time you reach the end, that's how many fireflies you've got in the jar.
Okay.
So you're going to try and grab some fireflies with the net while you're going?
Oh,
Yeah.
let's do some net waving.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay, so,
I mean, I could cast light on something in the. I could cast light in the previous carriage as well.
I mean, I'm feeling my inner rhythmic gymnast coming out.
okay. So who's going to try and catch some fireflies?
Very good.
I'm
This is a podcast and not streamed, isn't it?
I'm in.
I'm in.
Do you
Perhaps not
guys?
in the leotard, but
Do
I'm
you
in.
guys want to come back? Can you hop off your carriages and come back here? Because the light's on this jar and it's in this carriage. Come and walk down next to the carriage.
I bet we can cast light in more than one place, can't we?
I can cast light. Yeah. Do you want me to cast? Yeah.
So
but what
I
are you
could
gonna
cast one. I could cast one in our carriage,
Right.
and we can do some catching. You've got one in your carriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of us can cast one into his carriage for him. I'm guessing. Well, I keep calling him carriage wagon. So I will. What item should we do it on? The net.
Use my shield.
So I shall cast light on.
Well, you're
on,
nearest Cuin, so you cast light on his. Because I don't know what the range is for casting light. I can't remember. It's
touch.
Oh yeah, so I'm on the rear carriage.
Yeah, and
so.
I'm in the front one, so we can't get to him.
Okay. Well, I can see them, they can't I?
Yeah,
So I'll
I could just swipe.
I'll cast light on my net.
okay. So
And
if
then-
you're wanting to catch fireflies, you're going to have to stand up on the carriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I've dropped my shield because obviously that's not going to be any
Go
good
on.
to me.
Okay,
Go on.
so everyone
Carriage
make me
surfing.
a dexterity roll.
that-
Oh, balance check, sorry.
Balance check.
Is Esther partaking? Did she have a?
She did have a net.
Everybody got
Esther
a
is
net.
like a net ninja.
Oh
You
right.
not remember Esther and her waving net?
Yes, right. Oh, of course, yeah. Right. So what is it, Dex?
Balance check.
Balance check.
Oh shit! I've just got a nat 1.
Oh dear. There's been a few of them today, isn't there? We've had 120 and about 7 ones.
I think I'm about to fall off the
And I
back of the
take
carriage.
my armour class off this.
Your armor check penalty will apply.
Yeah, but not with my shield because I've already
Not with your
discarded
shield
it.
yet.
I'm a 12 all in.
12,
18 all in.
18,
16.
16.
And I just fell off the back of a wagon with a nat 1.
Yeah, and Esther has 12 as well. Okay, so as you all begin to stand up, Ogvar and Cuin, you are A-okay. You are, I mean, you found some great footing, you found like a flat box or something, you were still on a flat box. Esther's a little more wobbly, but she's kind of, she has made her way up. Cuin, you're the same. And Elora, as you begin to stand up, the carriage hits like a large rock. The wagon hits like a large rock in the ground, and you fall off backwards off the carriage. You take 3 points of non-lethal damage as you kind of hit your head on the floor.
Ow!
Okay, so you know.
I assume Esther sees that happen because they're on the same.
Yeah, she went, oh dear, upsy daisy.
Oh, hang on. I've got to try and pick myself up and run after the carriage.
The rat hasn't fallen off, has it?
That hat's wedged. It's moulded to my
Two
head.
corks tied under your chin. Like a bonnet.
So how are we doing with the catching of the fireflies?
Okay, so everyone make me a dexterity roll. If you score over 15, let me know.
Another one.
Add the modifier to it.
Just dexterity with the modifier.
Well, I don't need to make one because I'm still running.
17 all in for me.
17,
16 for me.
16.
12 bar.
15.
15, 16 plus for extra Esther. Okay, so you, well, that's everyone. Everyone can roll me a roll me a d10 and a d12 and add them together.
Oh!
Six.
Oh, sorry.
I'll go 6.
19 for me.
Oh, very nice. And a 5 for Ogvar.
And a 5 for Ogvar. Okay.
How did Esther do?
She had 18.
Oh, good.
So, Elora, when you finally manage to catch up with the carriage and climb back up, everyone else has already managed to have a bit of a swipe around and catch some. Ogvar, you don't manage to get as many, but between the rest of you, how many did you have, Cadeaux?
19.
19.
How many did you have?
I had 6.
6 is right, I'm missing one.
48 in total for Master Rock.
Okay.
Plus the original
So-
36.
Kieran and Ogvar, although you've got a really good kind of stable footing, it's maybe that stable footing which means that you're not getting kind of high enough, close enough to get as many as the others. But Cadeaux and Esther, you're both kind of balanced on precarious bits of barrelage and other bits, and you're able to kind of have a swipe. And anyone who looks at Esther can see her there with 2 hands on her neck, just
Ninja moves.
yeah, just ninja move. You see her kind of like give a swipe with her net going over the top and spinning it round, and then swiping another one horizontally. She's like a demon with a net, twirling it around. No fireflies safe near her. Okay, so by the time you reach the end of this kind of like corridor of evergreens and trees, you've managed to kind of get a total of 84, and I'm not exactly sure how you're getting into the jar. I'm going to assume you're passing the jar forwards.
Well,
Because
seeing as
otherwise
I'm-
you've all got just nets and
Well,
fireflies.
seeing as I'm off the carriage, I'll get Esther to pass me it down, and I'll just jog forward to the other carriages.
Okay, so you get 84 fireflies.
And does that look like it's kind of filled the jar?
It looks like it's very much filled the jar.
Well, Laura, I think that's our job done, isn't it? That's a full jar of fireflies.
That's a
you've got
really
there.
good. Yeah, that's a really good. I've got a few bruises into the bargain, but yeah, that's a good jar of fireflies if you ask me.
Yep.
So how many
Okay.
did you say we got? 84.
84 fireflies.
84 fireflies.
And I will put that back into Orland for safekeeping.
Revenge is usually a dish best served cold, but fueled by frustration and fury for his very friend, Cadeaux calls on his clerical prowess and creates some flame to fry his foe. Ogvar goes shrub grubbing and reaps the rewards before the party push on. As dusk descends, the elusive fireflies appear, and after much swooshing and swishing of nets, everyone bagged some bugs for the jar, with the exception of Elora, who took a leaf from her familiar's book and fell off the wagon instead.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Having you as a listener means everything to us. So, whichever streaming service you choose to listen to us with, please give us a like, subscribe and follow. We would love for you to join us on our Facebook or Twitter page, where you can catch up with all of our latest news. While you're waiting for the next episode of Secrets of the Silver City, why not pop over to our website, where you can read all of the information about this campaign, from backstories to setting. All of the links are in the bio of this episode. Join us again next week for the next instalment. Thank you for listening.